So welcome back to another episode. So I'm gonna fill you guys in. That's my graduation cap up there. This I just found at my grandma's house. The nurses gave it to my mom at the hospital when I was born. Isn't that cool? I wonder if my sister got one. But I have so many of these pictures now. I have a lot of horse pictures. This one I bought. That one my mom gave me as a gift. This I found at an antique store. It is so stinking cute. That my mom gave me. That I found at an antique store. That I ordered online, the cowboy thing. This was a gift from my dad. I mean, it wasn't really a gift. It was a gift, but he's had it like my whole life. And he was hanging up on the wall. I was like, Dad, you know, I'm like really into horses now. And it has a Bible verse on it, so it would be perfect. He was like, my dad gave it to me. And I was like, well, my dad can give it to me. So he took it off the wall and gave it to me, so yeah. And then here's a horse picture that my grandma gave me. So this is a work in progress, but yeah, this is it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you my outfit of the day. I have an addiction to TikTok shop, so I bought the dress from TikTok shop. And then I got the shoes from TikTok shop. Aren't they cute? Anyways, that's the outfit of the day. So for today's episode, this is some stuff that I got while I was in church, but this is also just some thoughts that I had. And then I love motivational speakers, so I've been watching a few motivational speakers, so I've taken some things. And yeah, so this episode is mainly going to be about how to not give up on our faith, how to stay true to ourselves, how to not fall back into old patterns, into old ways, into old people, into old things that we did, and how to really become who we want to become and who the Lord wants us to become, and not fall back, and how to stay true to ourselves, how to stay in our faith, and just not give up on who we want to become. So I have a bunch of notes actually that I took. I've been feeling this on my heart for a while now, probably probably a couple weeks. I've been feeling this like weighing heavily on me, and it's something that I really want to talk to everyone about. Is me specifically, but while I'm entering my walk with the Lord, while I'm entering into this, I'm feeling there's a lot of things that are feeling uncomfortable, and it's feeling like it's just a weird feeling because I'm growing and I'm changing, and we need to realize that when you're growing and you're changing, you're going to feel uncomfortable because you're getting rid of old ways, you're getting rid of old things that you're doing. You no longer have certain people in your life that you had before, so you're having to learn to live a new life without this person. And that's one thing that I am struggling with, is learning to live in this new life. Because before, I always had my best friend. Now, I don't have anybody. I have my family. That's who I have. I have a couple people at work that I do consider friends, but we don't hang out outside of work, so, you know. But I honestly, genuinely have no friends. I have no partner. I have nothing. I am with my family 24/7 when I'm not at work. And if I'm not with my family, I'm by myself. Well, I'm always with the Lord, first of all. But it's just a very different time for me right now, and I'm growing and I'm becoming the woman that I want to become. And what's sad about that is the people that I considered my best friends, I considered my sister, my brother, I considered my spouse, they are no longer with me. And it's really sad that they're not going to get to experience the new me, and we're not going to get to experience a new life together. But I think it's all God's timing, all in God's plan. God did not want them to be a part of this journey. God did not want us to be a part of each other's lives anymore. And as sad as it is, it was for the best. And it's really sad because I did not think I was ever going to lose that person or those people, but it's all part of God's plan. And I'm taking this time by myself because I do not want any distractions. I don't want any people to influence me. I'm not going to sit here and try to become the best version of myself, saying that I'm growing and changing, yet staying with the people and staying in the places that are allowing me to do these things. I'm not going to become a better person if I'm staying with people who don't want to become better people themselves. So I am holding myself to a higher standard than other people are, and You're your own person. You can do whatever you want. I think that it is the best way to grow and to change, because I love my best friend to death, or my ex-best friend to death, who I considered a sister, but she is not on the same path as me. She wants to grow and she wants to change, but she stays with people and in places that are allowing her to do that, and she keeps doing these things that are holding her back. And I wanted us to grow and do this together. It just didn't work out like that. So enough rambling. Let me get into this. I wrote it all down, so just bear with me, okay? We need to remember that we need to be obedient in our walk with the Lord. We need to remember to pray every day. And it's hard to pray over the same thing or pray for the same person. It's hard to go day after day, night after night, praying and praying and praying for something to happen that's just not happening. And what I found myself doing is I was praying for the same thing, the same people over and over and over again, day after day, night after night. And I was realizing it's not happening. They're not getting this miracle that they need. And it was very discouraging for me to keep praying and praying and hoping and wishing that I could get this, or that these people could receive this miracle, or I could help someone who really needed not to be sick, but they stayed sick. And it was just so discouraging to not have like my prayers answered or anything like that. And I felt that if I were to pray just one time, the Lord hears me. So I slowed it down, and once a day I would wake up and I would pray for my day. I would pray for my family's day, so our day was good. And every night I would pray for what happened through the day. I would pray that this happened for this person, this happened for me. I would pray to protect my family from this, because that's what happened throughout the day, and I'm praying that they don't go through that again. And so I started thinking, I pray one time, the Lord hears me, and it's good, and it still wasn't happening. Things still weren't happening, and I was starting to get discouraged. I was starting to get very upset, and I thought that I was being annoying because I was praying too much to the Lord. I was asking for too much when I was praying for, my sister to have a healthy pregnancy. I felt I was being annoying for asking to protect my grandfather and my grandmother while they're going through their surgeries. I felt annoying for asking for certain things, I just felt annoying because I prayed so much and so often, and I felt as if the Lord was like, this one again? Like, I hear you, girl, I'm working on it, but you want me to do it like here and now, and that's not how it works. And what I'm finding out is that the Lord loves to talk to us. He loves every moment with us. He loves consistency. And I was struggling because I was like, God, do you even hear me? Do you understand like where I'm coming from? And that was, first of all, very inconsiderate of me to think. The Lord knows more than anybody how it feels. And I was struggling with thinking, the Lord isn't hearing me. The Lord does not care. I am not one of his priority. I literally was just doing this to myself. And later on in the episode, it'll cap through more of that. But I got discouraged, and I kept pushing myself to pray for these people because they deserve a miracle. As much as I wanted to pray for myself, I knew that what I wanted was not going to happen for me. And I knew I just got so down and thinking that I didn't deserve what I was praying for. That I didn't deserve to get this. I didn't deserve to have happiness because of everything that has happened before. I felt as if I didn't deserve it. So I just stopped praying for myself, and I started praying for everybody else. I have seen so many more blessings that the Lord gave me that I took for granted before. Now that I've dove into my faith, the Lord allowed me, He told me to get out of the military and come home. I chose to get out of the military because I wanted to become a wife. I wanted to become a mother. I wanted to settle down, have some land, marry my husband, be with my family. And the Lord allowed me to do that. I got out of the military, I came home, I thought that I was going to marry this guy, I thought that we were going to have the perfect family, I thought we were going to live a happy life together, but it just didn't happen that way because I didn't take advantage and I took for granted the blessing the Lord gave me of being home and spending time with my family. Instead of spending time with my family, I was spending time with his family 24/7. And yes, we went to family events, but I was trying to become part of his family for him that I stopped realizing that the reason I came home was to be with my family. And if we were to grow as one and one flesh, we would have realized that we are starting our own family and, you know, split up time between the two and then spent time for ourselves instead of, we're so young, we wanted to hang out with our friends 24/7 and be with our family, so we spent more time with his family and with his friends that I never spent the time with my family and my friends. And I took for granted the blessings the Lord gave me to be able to get out of the military and come back home. Because you never know with the Department of Defense, you never know with the military if I could have gotten deployed here. Well, I did get deployed, but if I could have gotten deployed here, been there for a year, and not been able to get out at the time I was supposed to get out. I could have been told, you know, you don't really have a choice, you have to re-enlist. There were a lot of things that could have happened, but I was given the grace to get out of my deployment early, come back home and get out of the military. It wasn't in a timely manner. It wasn't quick, in my opinion, but I had a lot of blessings that were given to me by the Lord that I took for granted. And so he took things away that I thought was my blessing. I thought that this person coming into my life was allowing me to get my dream and to become a God-fearing woman. But in order to become a God-fearing woman, I had to take that selfishness out. And I wanted him and I wanted the dream so badly that I didn't focus on the blessings that the Lord already gave me. Also, that noise is Bodhi playing with this tree right now. So, sorry if that's kind of loud, but that's Bodhi playing with this tree. What I noticed that a couple of months ago, I was just so desperate for my prayers to become true. And every day I woke up expecting today to be the day. I expected to get all of my prayers answered in that day. And then every night I was just so disappointed and so upset that it didn't happen. And so I wake up, and I remember this night very well. I went to bed very sad. I was begging and pleading with the Lord. I was crying. I was literally like, Lord, if you just do this for me, I promise I will evangelize for you. I promise I will become a woman of God. I promise I will go to church more. I promise I will spend more time with my family. Just please give me back the thing that made me happy. Give me back the thing that made me feel closer to you. Just please, Lord, I will do anything. I was begging and pleading with the Lord. And I literally remember it clear as day because at this time, there was also, my sister was pregnant and there was also some things happening in my family. And I was like, Lord, please, if you just give me this, I will be a better sister. If you just give me this, I promise X, Y, and Z. Lord, if you please take care of my Nana, please. Like, I was begging and pleading for the Lord. And I went to bed very sad, very upset with myself. And I just broke down. And I remember waking up the next morning, and it was like a normal day. I woke up sad. It was a normal day for me. I got dressed, got ready for work. This conversation is so drilled into my head, and I remember it clear as day because the night before I was begging and pleading with the Lord, and I got to work and I had received some news while I was at work. I was given information or told something by several people while I was at work that if that news had been true, if what they had said had been true, I would not want this thing that I had been praying to the Lord for months. If this information had been true, I would have been like, there is no way that this thing I'd been praying for could have been what I truly wanted. There's no way that this person or this thing could have fulfilled me and made me happy if they were doing what they had said, there's no way that I had deserved this. And if it were to be true, I realized I deserve better than that. If this information had been true, I deserve better than this person, than this thing. I deserve better than the actions said in that moment. I deserved better. And I realized that I am more than enough than what they had said previously. And I am more than enough. I am more than what you're doing in that moment, or what they said that you were doing in that moment. And I took that as a sign. Hi, baby. I realized in that moment that I deserved more than what I was searching for. I am worth more than what I was searching for in that person. This person, this thing that I was searching for, that I wanted so badly, that made me truly happy. I really truly was happy. That was the happiest times of my life. But I took those times for granted, and instead of spending so much time being a part of their family, being a part of things that they do, I didn't spend as much time with my family. Being a part with their friends, I didn't spend as much time with my friends, and my friends could still have been my friends, probably not, but I just spent so much time trying to make this person happy and doing things for this person, and we weren't building a strong relationship that was going to last. Our relationship was strong, but it wasn't strong enough for outside influences to come in. It wasn't strong enough for sins to leak in and lust to leak in. It wasn't strong enough because we were spending so much time projecting how amazing we were together. We were good together and we were amazing together, but we were not as strong as we projected to the world. And we spent so much time doing these family things and going out with friends and doing all this stuff. We didn't spend the time focusing on our relationship and each other. Instead, we spent time with each other. We lived together, worked together, everything. We spent this time with each other, but we didn't give each other the focus that we deserved. He spent time on his phone. I spent time, cleaning and all this crap. He spent time with his friends, and I didn't. I tried to spend time with my friend, but she was also in a relationship, so. But those are just excuses. And what I realized is, if these things that they had said were true, everything that I had been praying for, I deserved better. And I realized that's a sign from the Lord. He did not give me what I was praying for, because he knew that I deserved better. He knew that that's not where he wanted me. He was trying to protect me. And he was protecting me from the humiliation. He was protecting me from the pain of finding out more things. He was protecting me from putting or giving all of myself, giving my all again, to just get ran over, stabbed in the back, all over again. He was protecting me. The Lord was protecting me. So I spent that night begging and pleading, crying. I was in so much pain, and I was asking the Lord to please just make this happen. And then the next day I get to work and it hit me. The Lord He hasn't forgotten about me. He wasn't annoyed with me. He heard every word that I was saying, and he was probably in a lot of pain himself, because I was in so much pain. And he had been trying to show me for months. He had been trying to show me things about this person, things about the situation that I just wanted to not think about. I did not want to accept that the person that I thought that they were could do these things. I did not want to accept that these things were happening to me, because I just couldn't handle it. I wanted to believe that this person was who I thought they were. And I finally realized that the Lord has heard me this whole time, and he has been protecting me this whole time, and I have just not allowed him to do so. And so, as much as the Lord doesn't want to see us in pain, he has to make us feel that pain. Because for me, in order for me to truly understand what he was wanting me to understand, I had to go through that. I had to feel that pain to know that that's not where I was meant to be. That's not who I was supposed to be with in that moment. And yes, people can change. Yes, people can grow. If we get back together in the future, we both better be grown enough to realize that this is it. You're my person. You're my I'm his missing rib. And we're going to work on each other. And we're going to work on this the best way that we can with the Lord. Hi, baby. You're just staring at me. And so the Lord puts us in these places so that we can learn and grow from them. I had to go through this pain. I had to find these things out because I was not going to believe it. I was not letting myself believe that this person was doing these things, that this person was who these people were saying. And I had to go through that pain to learn and to grow from it and to become better for it. And the Lord was there. He heard me. I wasn't annoying him. He was just trying to get me to see, and I wasn't allowing him. I wasn't allowing him in. I wasn't allowing myself to see. There's a story in the Bible that kind of resonated with me about this, and it's the story of Hannah in 1 Samuel. Basically, she has a husband. She's married, but he also has another wife who she's now pregnant, carrying his child. And Hannah has been praying for this. She has been trying so hard to be able to bear his child. And the pain that she feels while watching his other wife be able to give him this, be able to give him an heir, the pain she must have felt, that is unimaginable. And that's how I'm not trying to say that I'm comparing myself to her. I'm just saying I understand is she has been praying and praying and praying for this, and to see someone else get it or to see someone else be able to do it, imagine like that, just I could not. And to see like your friend who's no longer your friend go and be this amazing friend to this other person when you yourself did not do anything to deserve any of that. You didn't deserve the disrespect given to you. And to be able to see your spouse or your partner, your ex-partner, go off and give someone else what you deserved when you yourself did not do anything to deserve the disrespect they gave you. It breaks my heart that in today's world that's okay. Is that we just give up and we go and give it to someone else who didn't deserve it. You could have been so disrespectful to me, but I deserved the best version of you, the better version. I deserved the changed version of you. Why do you get to go to someone else and give them that version of you when I was the one who deserved it? Because I was the one that you hurt. I was the one affected by the old you. I want to become better so that if I have a partner eventually, I really do hope it's this person, because they deserve the grown me, and I deserve the grown them. But if that's not how it works out, my new partner deserves this grown me. And if something were to happen and I do something terrible, I'm not going to break up with this person because I did something terrible and just go and give a better version of myself to someone else. I don't think that that's how the Lord intended it. I don't think that's how anyone intended it. Back in the day, I can ask any of my grandparents, any of the older generation, how many times did you apologize? How many arguments did you get into? How many times did y'all fight or go through all of these terrible things, but you stuck with the other person? You knew this was your person and you fought for this person. How many times? And they could tell you 1,000 times. And I bet I could ask them, how many times did you break up? And they would have said, once, twice, never. Because you don't just give up on someone because someone or something is not ideal. It's not what you thought. It's not where you thought you were going to be. And that really, really, that just hurts, and it breaks my heart that in today's day and age that one bad thing happens, something terrible happens in your life, and you just break up or you hurt the one person that you said you would never hurt. And then you go and give the best version of yourself to someone else in front of this person that you hurt, the person who actually deserves the growing you, the grown you. I'll never understand it, and I'll never trust someone who does that. So later that night I went home and I spoke and I prayed with the Lord, and I just completely surrendered myself. I said, Lord, I understand what you've been trying to get me to see this whole time, and I haven't allowed you to do it because I haven't fully surrendered to you. And I just fully surrendered myself. And I said, Lord, I understand this is not where you want me to be. I understand this is not the people or the place you want me to be in. And I trust you, Lord. I trust that everything will happen in your timing. I trust that what you see for my future, that's what I deserve. That's what you've been trying to get me to see this whole time. And I just fully surrendered to him. And I said, Lord, I will do whatever you do, whatever you want me to do. I will not step off your path. And I will try everything in my power to become the woman that you want me to become. And I just fully surrendered myself. And it felt so good. It felt so good. In that moment, I promise, I swear in that moment, I just felt all of the pain, all of the stress, all of the anxiousness that I was feeling. I just felt it lift off my chest, and I just felt at ease. Like, I literally just felt like all of my worries were gone. And I still worry, I still get stressed. I'm not saying that it disappeared, but it literally just felt like a weight lifted off my shoulders, a weight lifted out of my chest. My chest, it's still heavy, but it's not as heavy as it was. It's so much lighter than it was before because I am surrendering to God's plan for me. I'm surrendering to God's will. If it is meant for me, if it's meant to happen, the Lord will make it happen. And not only will he make it happen, he will make it happen better than I could have. And I'm learning that I am wanting something so bad. I am praying for something so bad. But if I were to get it, I would not be able to perfect it or do it as good as the Lord. So I'm surrendering, knowing the Lord has my back. The Lord knows what's best for me. And he's going to get me there. He's going to give me everything that I deserve. And he's going to do it so much better than I could have. In that moment, I had to look in the mirror and I had to fall back in love with the person that I was. I had to fall back in love. I've always loved myself, but I was very harsh on myself. And I was like, this person did this to me because I deserved it. I'm not enough, and I deserve that. I am not pretty enough. I'm not skinny enough. I'm not wife material enough. I'm not popping out children left and right. I'm not this. I'm not a good driver. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, this person did this. This person said this. This. Other people saying these things. And I was like, I deserved it. And I loved myself, but when I looked in the mirror, I didn't see someone deserving of anything because of what other people had said, because of what actions other people took to make me feel this way. And after I fully surrendered to the Lord, I was able to look in the mirror. And now when I look in the mirror, I do see someone deserving. I see someone who is worth more than she gave herself credit for 2 months ago, 3 months ago, 4 months ago, 2 years ago. I am worth it. I am deserving. And I love where I am in life right now. And even though I'm alone, I am loving this because I'm learning more about myself. I'm growing in my faith, and I've never felt happier. And in surrendering, I love myself even more. And now it feels easier to pray. It feels easier to pick up my Bible and read it. It feels easier to just breathe, honestly. And I feel a stronger connection to the Lord. And I think it's because before I was going through all of this pain, all of this suffering that I didn't need to put myself through. And it was a blocker between me and the Lord. It was like a wall separating me and him. And once I fully surrendered and was like, I'm doing this to myself. I'm feeling this pain. And I'm doing it to myself, and I'm suffering because I am believing what other people are saying. I am believing that because this person did this, that I don't deserve anything. And fully surrendering to God's will, fully surrendering it just took all of that away. And I'm now understanding that I needed to go through that. And I wasn't understanding why I deserved anything. Like, everything that has happened, I really could not fathom. I did not understand why I deserved that. I thought that I was an amazing girlfriend. I thought that I was an amazing friend. Yeah, I had my moments where I was like, I wanted to spend all my time with my boyfriend, and I didn't hang out with my friend as much. But she also had a fiance at the time, so I was like, she feels the same way I do. She wants to hang out with him all the time. I thought that, I knew that I'm not perfect, and I'm not saying that I was. I knew there were moments where I could have done something better. I could have been better at that. But I truly believed I was an amazing girlfriend. I truly believe that I loved this man the best he's ever been loved. I truly believed that I was the best version of myself with him. And I just truly thought I did everything in my power to make him happy. He was my priority. His happiness was my priority. And to find out that things had happened, things had occurred, I was like, why did I deserve that? I could not understand why I deserved anything that had happened. Anything that he had said afterwards, that him and his friends had said afterwards, I just did not understand why I deserved it. When I was genuinely, truly giving my all to him. Once I realized that I was never going to understand, my closeness to the Lord grew. And He was never trying to hurt me. The Lord was never trying to hurt me. He never thought I deserved any of that. But it was the only way for me to be able to see why the Lord didn't want me there. Because I was so blinded by the fact that I loved this man that I wasn't seeing other things that were happening. And so the Lord had to hurt me in order for me to start seeing these things. And as much as it hurt to see the person I loved say and do things that don't align with love and care, I'm so thankful that the Lord allowed me to see that, because I was holding this man to such a high in my life, and I didn't take that time that I gave to him or for him to myself and to my friends and to my family. And it really sucked, because if we had just focused on our relationship, like gave it more focus, everything else would have went better, would have went smoother. If we would have made our connection so much stronger than it was, the lust wouldn't have creeped in, the outside opinions wouldn't have creeped in. We would have been strong. We would have been a unit together. And I'm just very thankful that the Lord showed me these things. And we see this so much throughout the Bible, is the Lord will test people. He'll test their faith. He'll test their loyalty. And another example is Abraham was asked to put his son Isaac on the altar. He was asked to sacrifice his son. And in the moment he put his son on the altar, he was about to be sacrificed, and the Lord said, no, wait. The Lord stopped it, and he was like, we're not going to sacrifice your son. I see how loyal you've been. I appreciate your loyalness. And we're going to sacrifice this animal instead. So he said in that moment that Abraham had proved himself loyal. And instead of sacrificing his son, he was going to sacrifice an animal. So the Lord does this. It's shown so many times how people are tested. And how they really do trust God. And I think that's something that I'm learning, and I want all of us to learn, is we need to fully surrender. We need to fully trust God, and we will get the blessings that He has for us. And instead of half trusting Him, half surrendering, and thinking that we're still going to get the blessings we want, it's not going to happen that way. You have to fully surrender, and you have to fully trust God. And I have to trust the Lord and know that I would not be able to do as good of a job as He did. And I need to humble myself. We all need to humble ourselves and know that God is amazing. He can do what we think that we can do. He can do 1,000 times better. And here's a verse that I think we should all read. It's 1 Corinthians 2:9. But as it is written, eye hath not seen, nor heard, neither have entered into the heart of man, the things which God hath prepared for them that love him. We're done breaking back into old patterns. We need to remember that we're done. We're done going back to the old ways. We're done falling back into old mindsets, old way of thinking. And one thing that I'm realizing is I'm doing very well with not falling back into old things that I used to do and doing things differently. And I see things from a different perspective now. I see life differently now. And it's very cool. But I'm noticing that if I don't brush my teeth every single day, if I don't take my health medications that I take new health stuff every day, if I don't work out for at least 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day, I see a difference. I notice a difference. And we have these new mindsets, but we need to stay in them. And we don't need to have a lack of discipline. We need to stay disciplined. We need to hold ourselves higher. We don't need to be lazy. If you fall back into laziness, you're falling back. Remember that key, falling back. If your sleep schedule starts to dwindle, you're falling back. If you're being too forgiving. And the Lord is forgiving. And I want to be more like the Lord, so I'm trying to forgive. I forgive a lot more. But if I am allowing people to take a lack of accountability for wronging me or for their actions that have hurt me or done something to harm me, and I allow these people to take a lack of accountability, I allow myself to miss this person, even though they've not taken any accountability, I'm hurting myself. I'm falling back into an old pattern that I used to have that I don't want. And I am learning with my new mindset is old patterns are comforting. You say you break up with someone and you go and you sleep with your ex, or you go and hook up with your ex, or you go and you hook up with your old hookup stages or your F buddies or whatever. Say you go and you do this drug because that's what you used to do. Say you go and you drink because that's how you cope. Old patterns are comforting. And when we are getting in this new mindset, when we're growing and we're changing, we feel uncomfortable because we're growing, we're changing. We're like, it's literally like shedding your old skin. So it feels uncomfortable. And we go back to these old ways, these old patterns. We go back to these old people, the old places that we chose to change for so that we aren't there again because it's comfortable. And things may feel difficult. It may feel different. It may feel weird. It may feel hard. But it's because you were getting rid of patterns that you have had forever, your whole life. You're changing your ways. You're changing the way you think, the people you surround yourself with, the environment that you put yourself in. You are changing all of these things, and it's going to feel weird, but you're going to grow out of that, and you're going to be better for it. And one thing is going to happen. Something's going to happen, and it's going to feel as if your dreams are crushed. It's going to feel like your whole world just blew up. It's going to feel, you're just going to be lost in that moment. Something is going to happen, something big, and it destroyed all your dreams. It destroyed everything. It destroyed the path that you thought you were on. And instead of in that moment making rash decisions, instead of in that moment lashing out, doing things that you know are not good for you, falling back into old patterns, getting rid of a blessing the Lord gave you and falling back into your old patterns because something that you wanted so bad is not happening right now. Instead of taking a moment to breathe, taking this moment as to reflect and realize that the reason this isn't happening is because the Lord does not believe that I should be in here. This should not happen for me right now. There is something the Lord wants me to learn. There is something the Lord wants me to grow from in order to get this blessing. in order to achieve this dream. And we need to not allow ourselves to do that. We need to not have something blow up our life, and then instead of us reflecting on it and growing from it, we lash out and hurt other people. We lose people that we didn't want to lose because something happened to us. Because I don't know how to put it, but I think y'all are understanding what I'm trying to say. But something that we all do know, every single one of us knows this, and it's kind of funny that people want to act like they don't know this when something is happening. Like in the moment, people want to act like they don't know this. Or if everyone should know by now, I'm going to use a couple examples. Everybody should know by now that when two people break up, the first one to move on was already doing it behind the other person's back. They already had one foot out the door, one foot in the door. Everyone should know by now that when two people break up, the person who calls the other one crazy was actually the one doing stuff. Everybody knows this. Everybody knows this. But in the moment, people want to take the person calling the other one crazy side, when there shouldn't be sides that you should take. You should support both of them and help both of them. But we all know that there's a reason we cut people out of our lives. There was a reason we stopped going to this place. There was a reason we stopped doing certain things. And there's a reason we started being better spouses, being better sisters, being better daughters. There is a reason we do these things. So in the heat of the moment when something happens, why do we allow ourselves to fall back? Why do we allow ourselves to go back to this person that we got rid of for a reason? Why do we go back doing the things that we did not like that we did anyways? Why do we allow ourselves to go back and sin? And there's a reason that we gave ourselves more standards, that we held ourselves to a higher standard, and we need to stop going back. And that's one thing that I'm working on, is I believe I'm doing a very good job. I don't talk to anybody, like, ever. I have one person that I talk to, and they've been my friend for almost 5 years now, and they're just a really, really, really good friend. They've always been there. They've always had my back. No matter what. We could have been fighting, the two of us, but if we were in public and someone said something, they always had my back. They always called me out. I always called them out. We didn't do it in front of other people. We did it behind closed doors. And they're just someone that I feel comfortable going to, and they feel comfortable coming to me as well. And I'm so glad that this person has came back into my life, because it's a male. So me and him both believe when we're in a relationship, it's disrespectful to have communication if the other person, like, I was in that relationship, so I didn't speak to him. We removed each other off everything, because my person does not deserve me texting this guy constantly about any of that. That's my partner's job now. When my partner is no longer my partner, and I'm single like I am now, and he's single like he is now, we have our friends back, you know what I mean? But when I get into a relationship, that's my partner's job. That's what my partner is for, not him. As much as I love him, and we are really great friends, and I always can count on him, and he can always count on me, that's my person. And if I have my person meet him and they become close, I'm still not going to tell him what I tell my partner. Does that make sense? I can have someone that I feel close and comfortable with, but my partner is my partner. That's who I'm going to talk to. I'm not going to go talk to someone else, because that's breaking the covenant that we have built together. That's breaking the bond. We're one flesh. I'm not going to break the flesh to go tell this other person. And sorry, I got off on a tangent. What I'm trying to say is there's a reason we cut people out of our lives. We stopped doing things that we used to do. And there's a reason we held ourselves to that higher standard. But we no longer get to, we need to remember that we no longer get to just go back. Hold yourself to that higher standard. Don't allow yourself to fall back, because then it's going to take even longer to get to where you need to go. And you can't hold yourself to this higher standard and stay in the places that you... Let me try and say this. You cannot hold yourself to a higher standard and stay in the place or stay with the people who caused you to hold yourself to that higher standard. So if you want to become a better brother, become a better daughter, if you want to become better in the field that you're working at for your job, if you want to become a better friend, why are you staying in the places that allowed you to be a worse friend, to be worse at your job? If you want to become a man of God, if you want to become a father, a spouse, why are you staying with people that you hooked up with? Why are you staying with people who you know hook up with other people? Why are you doing that to yourself? And one thing that I'm learning is I need to stop beating myself up so much, because I hold myself to a higher standard, and I rarely let myself slip back. Rarely. I do sometimes, but I rarely let myself slip back. And I am beating myself up when I am doing better than other people who are on the same journey as me. I don't fall back as much. I do not talk to any of my old hookups or anything like that. I don't talk to any of my old friends who've done me wrong. I don't go to the same places that I used to drink at or I used to do other things at. I don't. I hold myself to a higher standard. And I'm so... Like, it's crazy to me that I beat myself up for it. And I'm learning to not beat myself up for it. That I'm doing better than I was before. And something that I've struggled with is my anger. And... Sorry, I gotta lean back now because it's getting... Whew. But I struggle with my anger. I get so hurt. Or I feel so betrayed. And it makes me angry. And... instead of reflecting and realizing what makes me angry or what in this moment I can fix or not have happen again so I don't get angry or I don't feel betrayed, I take it out on myself more than I take it out on others, but I still take stuff out on others. And I'm learning that I really beat myself down. I'm really falling back to an old pattern where I let anger just rule my day-to-day. And I always try to stand up for other people. If I think that someone gets to do something that someone else doesn't get to do, I think it's unfair. And it literally irks me to my core, and it makes me so upset. Because especially in your workplace, your supervisors should make it fair to the best of their ability for everyone. So to see a supervisor allow someone else to do something that this person isn't allowed to do, and then this person gets in trouble for doing the thing that this person does all the time and never gets in trouble, it makes me very upset and it makes me angry. And I cannot control that. I can voice myself, I can voice my concerns as much as I want, but at the end of the day, it's up to that supervisor to change it, to make it happen. And so I allow this to fuel my day-to-day, and I allow myself to get angry for things that I cannot control. And I'm trying to stand up for these people who I think are getting walked all over, or I think deserve better than what they're getting. And I do that, and it just makes my day-to-day filled with more anger, and I don't want to be angry anymore. I want to be happy, and I want to get my blessings. But I beat myself up so much. And my days for the longest time were controlled by anger. Were controlled because I felt I was betrayed by people closest to me. I felt as if there was nobody there for me. Nobody cared about me. Nobody cared about what had happened to me. They only cared about popularity and this person knows this. They only cared about themselves, and I felt as if no one truly cared about me. I was going through the worst time of my life, and I felt as if nobody cared about me. Nobody cared that I was going through something. And it was because I had put myself in the place, I surrounded myself with people who did not care about me. I did it to myself because I thought that that's what I deserved. And I was just so angry. I felt attacked. I wanted to stop, and I was so paralyzed because for the longest time I've always felt anger because nobody comes and speaks to me. No one tries to get to know me. They just talk about me as if they do. They talk about me as if they have, like as if they know me. And it makes me so upset because the people who do know me want to be so popular. They want to have all of these friends. They want to be the guy. They want to be, that they fall into this. And it upsets me because I feel as if I deserve to be talked about. I deserve to have the people I love join in conversations when I have done nothing but give my all to this person. I have done nothing but put this person's happiness above my own, make this person a priority. I have diminished my self-worth for this person who then goes and hurts me to be popular, to be cool. And it just angers me, and it makes me, I feel betrayed, and it angers me, and it hurts me so much. And I'm learning to set these boundaries and find new ways to approach things because I don't want to react in a way that diminishes the disrespect that made me react, if that makes sense. Like, you disrespect me and say your disrespect is like a 7, my reaction is an 8. So now the whole thing that you just did doesn't matter because now I'm crazy because I reacted like this. Now I'm insane because I reacted like this, which I think is insane. I believe that we should be allowed to have a reaction to what has happened without being judged for it. So I'm learning that in today's day and age, people don't care about you whatsoever. They don't care. So I need to learn to control myself, and if I feel disrespected by someone or something, I need to reflect before I react, because my reaction is going to be perceived as more than the disrespect itself. And instead of wallowing in my self-pity, I need to reflect. I need to learn new boundaries. I need to learn how to handle things better. I need to grow, and I need to change from these things, from the stuff that has happened. And so if you're feeling desperate, take control. Take control. And remember what not to do. Because in these desperate moments, we become more vulnerable. When we're desperate, we're more vulnerable. And we're vulnerable to being controlled. We're vulnerable to fall back into old patterns. We're vulnerable to do things that we wouldn't if we were not desperate. And the feeling of disappointment feels better than being desperate. It feels better than being desperate for something. So we fall back. We binge eat. We shop. We hang out with people that we used to do things that we don't want to do anymore. We go back to hookup culture. We go back and do all of these things. And it's easy because I've taught myself to be able to handle disappointment. So I'm used to living in disappointment. I am so used to feeling disappointed by people and by things because I think it's what I deserve. I'm so used to surrounding myself with people that just don't hold themselves the way that I hold myself and staying in that disappointment because that's what I'm used to. And so when I start to feel desperate, I fly off the handle or whatever because it's easier to handle that disappointment than the desperation itself. And it's safe to feel this way, and it's good to use it as like a wake-up call to realize what you truly want and reflect. Use this new mindset that you have reflect. Just reflect, sit in this for a moment, take control, and know that this is what I need to do to get out of it. This is what I don't want to feel again. This is where I don't want to be again. And observe the weak points, the weak moments that you have, and observe what happens, what things and what people set you off or put you where you're at your weakest, and talk to the Lord. Use this as a way to understand and take care of yourself a little bit extra so you don't go back, so you don't fall back. When I'm in these weak moments, I need to reassure and remind myself. And I want everyone to do this as well. When you're in your weak moments, reassure and remind yourself. You might be weak right now. You might be vulnerable right now. And you might be susceptible to taking actions that are like your old patterns. But tying back to the beginning, the Lord is putting us in these weak moments so that we can learn, so that we can grow. He's using this as a way to remind us of this pain, just so we don't fall back. He's putting us in this. He's testing us again to see if we're staying loyal, if we're staying true to ourselves, if we're surrendering to Him. He puts us through something, we learn from it. So if we get put in that same position again, we can prove to Him that we've learned from it, we've grown from it, and we're doing better, and we're not going to do what we did before. And then we can learn and we can become better, and we're not put in those same situations because we're not allowing ourselves to be in that place, to be around those people where it happens. And don't let things derail you, whether it be the path you're on or your day-to-day. Don't let these things derail you. Stay focused. Stay on your goal. Build that faith with the Lord, and don't let things ruin your faith. Hold on to your faith. Be steadfast in your faith. And hold yourself to this higher standard. Give yourself grace in knowing that we all deserve better than where we were before. We've chosen to leave these places, leave these people. We've chosen to hold ourselves to a higher standard, so don't fall back. And you can slip up once here and there, but don't. Try every day not to. Build on your faith. Build on what you're trying to achieve. We deserve better than to let these people, than these old patterns to get us out of character. We deserve to not let these people or these things get us out of character, take us out of our path. We need to stay faithful to the Lord, stay faithful to ourselves, and we need to fully surrender to the Lord's plan. And while transitioning to while transitioning to my new mindset, our new standards, there's going to be times for you, for me it's anger, and it's going to come and go. I'm going to have to learn when to use it. But if you have a pattern or something you've used in the past, and so my anger, I use it as a shield, it protects me. I get angry when I'm trying to protect myself or protect other people, and I just get angry. And I need to learn to use my anger in a more positive way. I don't need to just lash out at people because they get to do something someone else doesn't get to do. I don't need to use my anger as a way. I just need to learn to use it in a more positive way. I need to know when to use it and when to not use my anger. And we don't need to get rid of everything that we used to do, who we used to be. We don't need to get rid of it. We need to pick out the things that we know are positives, things that are good for us, and things that are not, because we do know. We all know what's good for us. We all know what's not good for us. We just make excuses as to why we allow it to stay. And so we need to sit and really understand what's good for us, what's not good for us. We need to get rid of those things and keep the ones. We can keep things that we know are good for us. And learning how to use my anger to protect myself in a more positive way, and not, it's just a way to get back at someone for something they did to me so that they can feel the pain that I feel. It does nothing for me because that person never cared. That's why they did what they did. So me trying to get back at them for hurting me, it really just hurts me in the long run because I'm continuing to do it. Because I want them to feel the pain that I feel, but they never cared enough to feel any of the pain that you feel. I'm learning that I have been and I can be too harsh sometimes, and I'm taking full accountability for that, and I'm learning to get better. But I'm not going to be mad at myself anymore for protecting myself in the ways that I've always known. That's all I've known my whole life. I'm getting better at it and I don't want to do it again, but I can't be mad at myself for doing something that I've known my entire life, protecting myself in a way that I've known my entire life. And when I feel attacked, when I feel betrayed, I get angry and I don't lash out. I mean, I lash out sometimes, but it's not my goal is to hurt someone. My goal is, I don't even know what my goal is, to be honest. See, we don't even know why we do the things we do. We're just protecting ourselves from that hurt. We're protecting ourselves from the pain that we feel in the moment. I'm going to learn to get better at it so I don't step out of character. I don't let other people or let things make me fall back into who I was, who I'm trying to get better from. And I'm trying to get better so I don't fall off that path. I don't step out of my path that the Lord has created for me. And I'm fully surrendering to the Lord. And I know that when it's my time, I know that when the Lord wants this thing to happen for me, it will happen. And I have to sit and I have to fully surrender and know that when it's my time, it will happen. When the Lord wants it for me, I will receive it. I need to know every day that I'm working to be better. I'm working to be more deserving of the Lord's love, of the Lord's grace. I need to know I will become the woman that the Lord wants me to become, the woman that I have always wanted to become. I need to stop turning against myself. I need to stop dwindling my self-worth. I need to stop hurting myself for protecting myself in the only way I knew how. I need to stop just hurting myself thinking that I don't deserve this because I'm not enough, or I deserved this because I'm not enough. I am enough. I am worthy enough. I am deserving of everything that I want. And I'm trying every day to get better at being this better person. And one thing that we all need to realize, and I'm working on this, is we all have a gift. We all have a purpose. And don't get stuck in feeling or thinking that you're ready or you're prepared or you need to be prepared for your purpose, for your gift. Because in the moment, you're not going to be prepared. In the moment, your purpose is just going to pop out. Your gift is just going to pop out. And when you find your purpose, when you find your gift, you're never going to be fully prepared for it. So if you start to overthink, if you start to freak out, I guess, and overthink about anything, you'll start to question your gift, your abilities. We don't need to question ourselves. We don't need to question our abilities. When we're in that moment, our gift, our purpose will arise, and we will be good. We'll be great. Because the Lord has given us everything that we need. And the Lord always has our back. He's always been there. So, one thing I want y'all to take away from this is have faith in yourself. Have faith in yourself. Don't allow people or things to get you out of character or let you fall back into old patterns. Hold yourself to a higher standard and keep yourself at that higher standard. Don't fall back. Don't let things get you out of character. Just stay true to the Lord. Have faith in yourself. Have faith in the Lord. Surrender to His plan, His will for you, and watch all of the blessings fall in. Watch everything start to make sense. Learn from the pain that you're going through. Learn from the situations that you find yourself in. There's something in everything for us to learn, for us to grow. And it's very beautiful. It's very beautiful to go through things, to learn and to grow. And I'm not going to allow myself to fall back. I want to grow. I want to become better. And I will not allow someone to come into my life who does not hold themselves to that same standard, who does not think that I'm deserving, because I am deserving. And if someone is to make me feel as if I'm not, they're not who I'm meant to be with. And so we need to remember to always have faith in ourselves. Never, ever, ever doubt yourself. And so, yeah, that was this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I was actually very excited for this episode. I'm excited for almost all my episodes, but this one really spoke to me. It's been on my chest for a while. And I'm learning to have more faith in myself, and I'm reminding myself every day that I did not deserve that. I did not deserve to hurt myself or make myself feel worse thinking that I deserved that. I deserve better. I'm worth more than they thought that I was worth, than they made me feel that I was worth. I'm not worthless. I'm worthy. I deserve more. I am enough. And I have faith in myself, more faith in myself than I did before. And I feel the closest to the Lord than I've ever felt, because I'm fully surrendering. And I'm not allowing myself to fall back into these old patterns. And I just feel so much better. And I hope you guys took something out of this video. I hope something resonated with you, and I just hope it helped. Something in this video. If not anything, I hope one thing helped you in this video. And I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. It's evening for me, so whatever time of day you're watching this, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, or you had a good day. And just remember to always talk with the Lord. Always know the Lord is with you. Always have faith in yourself. Have faith in the Lord. And just remember, just love yourself. And don't allow other people to get you out of character or change where you're trying to go. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Hope you had fun. I had fun. I'm going to give you guys my top 5 songs. People might not like certain artists because things they do or things they say. For me, when I listen to music, I'm not listening to the person singing the music. I'm listening to the music itself. I'm listening to the beauty in the art of the music. Like, you'll understand. A lot of people don't like one of the artists I'm going to play. They think he's terrible, all this, blah, 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 blah. That doesn't diminish the fact that he has a gift. He has talent. That doesn't diminish the fact that he is an amazing singer. And so when I pull him out, you'll know who he is. I'm not listening to him because I agree with everything that he stands for. I'm listening to him because I'm acknowledging the fact that he is talented. And I enjoy listening to his music because he has an amazing voice. He is talented. That's his craft. That's what he loves. And just because, shoot, I'm Republican. Well, conservative, Republican, I am close to it. So if you don't agree with me, and because now I said that you're not going to watch my video, then you're not really, I don't find you to be a good person. I have friends that are, my sister's a freaking Democrat, okay? We don't get along on that sense, but I respect her enough, and I love her enough to listen to her and hear her out, and she does the same for me. I'm religious. There are people that I know that are not religious, but we're still close, and it has nothing to do with it. I'm not going to hang out with you just because you agree with every single thing that I say. That's not good. That's never good. So just remember, you might not agree with something someone says or does, but just because you associate with them or you hang out with them, it doesn't mean that you yourself do that. I do, however, believe that if someone, their whole life is about sinning and doing sin, then if you hang out with them, you're going to eventually fall into that. But I hold myself to a higher standard. I hold myself accountable for my own actions, my own choices. So if I hang out with my sister who's a Democrat and she does all these Democratic things, I know, and I am strong in my faith, I'm strong in my beliefs, I have convictions and I stay true to them. I'm not going to go do her Democratic things that she be doing. I'm going to do the things that I want to do, and she's going to do what she wants to do, and we can still love each other and be sisters. But anyways, that is a long tangent. I didn't mean to get on that. I'm going to show you some music. This is the song or the artist that I was talking about. I love Ronnie Radke. His voice is amazing. You can say what you want to say, whatever. Ronnie Radke to me is an amazing artist. He has a great voice, and I've been listening to this song on repeat. You all know what part it is that I'm talking about. It's been all over TikTok. I love that song. I love his voice in the song, and people say what they want to say about Marilyn Manson. He has a good voice. He is great in his craft. He is a legend. I don't agree with everything that's been said, everything that's been done, but they are talented, and I like the song. And so that's one of my songs. I'm going to get that out of the way. This is another one. This is a new group I just found the other day. It's 3 a.m. by Passengers Unknown. The reflection is killing me. That's funny. That one's a really good song. It's called When It's Raining by Borderline. I love this song. This is such a good song. It's called After Dark by Noah Rinker. It is such an amazing album. Oh my god, it's the reflection for me. Can you see that? It's such a good album. I enjoy it. I think it's really good. I think you should listen to all of Noah's songs. They're really good. And then this other guy that I found, his name is Max McKnone. You all will know him from the Better Me For You song. It's all over TikTok, but all of his songs are amazing. And yeah, I think you should listen to it. And then I recently found this group, the band Camino. Their song called Haunted. It's really, really good. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I enjoyed it, and I had a really good time. And yeah, so I hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed day, wonderful and blessed night, depending on when you're watching this. Please go like, subscribe, follow, share my video. Just comment down below anything that you want to add or you think would help or go with this video to help someone else. I always want to learn more. I want to become better. So if you think there's something that I could have said differently or I could have done differently, please comment down below. Let me know. If you made it this far, I want everybody to comment a cowboy hat. Yes, a cowboy hat. I know that's random, but I want to know who actually got this far. Who actually, fully paid attention. I want you to all tell me down below. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and yeah, everyone have a blessed night. And yeah, that was so awkward, sorry, but bye everybody.